Good morning, I'm Leslie Stewart and you're watching TERRA at Home, and today we're in downtown Oakville at a great little shop called Infant Organics, and I'm here with Lynne Faye. Thank you so much for inviting us into your kitchen.
Oh, you're so welcome.
And this is a great concept for so many families out there that are looking for something just like this. Tell me about your business.
The business was born out of the idea that we could hopefully help working families. If food was really good quality, especially organic, it was pre-prepared, there's nothing for mom and dad to do except heat it up and the baby's looked after. Love
it. And I was just saying, you know, your business is just about 6 months old, you said?
That's right.
So I wish, you know, I have a 3-year-old, but we come here and this is the kind of food that, you know, he loves, and it's great because you have a lot of very healthy components in the food. They're getting a well-rounded meal, but I wish I had it right when he was born, when he was able to eat whole foods around 5-6 months old. But it's here now, and it's for all those new parents to be as well, and the concept is fantastic. It's so great and so easy for parents, but it's healthy. Getting rid of the fast food concept, which is very easy for people, but we realize that cycle's not good because once kids get used to that,
that's correct.
That's what they want, right? So let's, we actually are going to be preparing a little bit of a meal that you make. Tell me some of your top selling items. I know that you kind of run the gamut across from infants through to toddlers.
That's right. Our top selling meals are actually our toddler meals, which are prepared for little ones that are at a stage where they really want to feed themselves. So everything is done with that in mind, that the sizes are small, easy for the baby to pick up and easy for them to eat.
And that's why I think the hardest stage probably is that toddler stage for a parent to figure out what to feed them, because they're still at that challenging age, and sometimes they like something for a day and the next week they're not sure they like it anymore, and they're also bothered by textures. So parents aren't sure what to do, but you have to kind of just keep introducing it to them, reintroducing it to them, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And if they've developed taste for good food right from the beginning, it's much easier to transition into that stage. So they do develop a really, they love vegetables, they love their fruits because they've been exposed to them from early on. The inclusion of them into these meals means that they still will eat everything on their plate.
That is a good thing. Okay, so what are you making today?
We decided that we would do some meals that would be the handheld type meals, but we're doing a sort of chicken, a little crispy chicken ball is what it's called. The idea here is that the chicken is steamed, cooked organic chicken, but it's made into a ball, and the ball contains all these different vegetables as well. So
sneak in the veggies, which is a key component. If you can do that, and then obviously you're still trying to introduce those vegetables on their own to them eventually because they need to appreciate those. But you're making sure they're getting it at least this
That's
way,
right. So that even if they don't, every child eats differently in terms of the amount that they eat too. This way everything is in the chicken ball so that you're not worried that they didn't eat all the vegetables or all of the components that they should.
And that's a scary part for the parent. You're not sure if they're getting enough when you look at their meals through the day. You're like, well, they had a lot of cookies today, and at dinner they didn't really eat their dinner. So yeah, so at least this is. So tell me, in these little chicken balls, what do you have in them?
Well, what we've done is we steam cook everything, and the reason for doing that is because the temperature for steaming is only 212 degrees. Because of that, all of the nutrients that are a part of each and every vegetable, and the meat as well, are retained. They're not damaged by high heat. So we pre-cook everything. Then what we do is we take each of these different components and we put them all together and eventually end up with the chicken meat that contains all of the vegetables. So each of these, this is our organic chicken. And it's all been steamed and then taken off the bone. We use the whole chicken so that all of the goodness that's in the bones and the chicken as a whole is retained in the meat.
And that's key because a lot of fast food joints out there aren't really using whole chicken.
That's right.
They're using munched up chicken. Just mushed up and not really sure what it is.
We don't know about.
Right, exactly.
The other thing too is that by introducing children to other things such as onions and garlic, they're developing a taste for, they get a rounded palate, it's called, and that means that they begin to taste all of the different components that are a part of this, but they become used to them because they're being given to them in a quantity that is not overwhelming. Right. It enhances the flavor, it doesn't overwhelm
That's the thing, I think people, you don't have to have bland food for babies. It doesn't have to be that, right?
That's right?
You think about babies in other countries, especially say in India where they use a lot of spices. Those kids are getting that at a very young age. They're getting it when they're in the womb. So
that's right.
Right? So you don't have to shy away from that, right?
No.
So just at mild amounts, as you say.
That's right. And the other thing too that is actually a fallacy is that people believe that little ones should not have any salt. Salt is in fact a rehydrator, and when salt is used in small amounts in the food and the baby is exposed to it, they will finish their food, but they'll be thirsty, so they'll have a drink. So even small amounts affect a little one, and that's a good thing because otherwise they may not drink. Right. So this is, you've accomplished everything. You've given them everything that they need in that
That's
food.
a good point. That's a great point.
So each of these vegetables have been steam cooked, and then they were chopped. So these are our onions. They were just lightly cooked. So we're going to add each of these components to the bowl itself. We don't use fillers, we don't use eggs, we don't use extras. So this is organic potato, and it's been riced. So it's just finely chopped. That is the binder that will hold the chicken ball together. This is zucchini. Lots of kids don't like it, but when it's in here, it tastes yummy.
They don't even know.
No. There are also herbs and spices that we add to this, to the mixture as it's being blended, and then these are just a mixture of different organic peppers.
And great, so they're getting that nice colorful food, again, that's really healthy for them.
That's right.
And again, that trying to get them to eat a pepper, sometimes they don't like the texture.
That's right.
So there you go.
Well, peppers have a tendency to have a bit of a thick skin too, so that it's a little more difficult for them to bite through. Okay. So this is basically our component, and then we put it through the food processor, and this is what we come out with. And so it's left textured. That is not a smooth mixture. It's a textured mixture, but it's got all of the components in it. This is a multi-grain organic breadcrumb with organic Parmesan cheese in it.
Wonderful.
And so we let it dry out a little bit, put that through the food processor, and that's our coating for the chicken balls.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
That's just great, and it's just nice and easy, and it tastes good, and most kids love a nice little chicken nugget like that, right?
That's
so
right.
It's perfect.
That's
it's a perfect addition. You're getting a lot in there, and just in that side of the meal.
That's right.
Now, how can people find your products? Your location is here. Is this the only place that they can get it right now?
This is the only place at this point in time. However, we are in talks with Whole Foods, and we're looking to put the product out elsewhere.
And you deliver as well.
The other thing is you can order online and you can have it delivered directly to your door. So.
And your website is?
www.infant-organics.com.
Well, we thank you so much again for having us on the show, and such a variety of products, from applesauces to great little cookies that are healthy, granolas, cute little burgers and fries, so many options, but healthy, and organic. Thank you. Great idea, and I hope that your business continues to grow.
Thank you
that's
so
it
much.
from TERRA. For more TERRA at Home, we're going to come back after the break, and we will be actually at Whole Foods next, and we're going to be talking about cold and flu remedies, natural ones.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
All right, welcome back to TERRA at Home, and as promised, we're at the Oakville location of Whole Foods, and I'm here with Franz Fournier, and we need to talk, well, of course, being in depth right in the middle of cold and flu season. There could be people at home actually watching right now, not feeling too well, looking for some relief, and I think first of all, we need to get to those people before they get colds and flus, right?
Absolutely. You know, the key is building your immune system, and you do that by having a healthy diet, and with that, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, that you're going to get from citrus fruits, leafy greens, nuts. So you want to build up that immune system, and you want to stay hydrated so that your cells are able to function properly.
Well, that's the thing, people sometimes don't think about that. Everything that they put in their bodies does count, right?
Absolutely.
So if you are eating all those great things that you mentioned, and of course the hydration as well, it is going to make a difference.
It is. Now, it is sometimes tough. You know, we're busy. Kids especially are, you know, fruits and vegetables not high on their list. So you want to get a nice vitamin C.
Yes.
These are chewables for the children. They're quite tasty. And then a vitamin C for yourself. You can supplement that with a vitamin D as well if you'd like. Certainly in the wintertime in Canada, we're not getting as much vitamin D as we should. And so it's always good to have that supplement.
And that's the thing, you are hearing that, you know, I know my doctor specifically said to me, just in the winter, up that vitamin D, so
Absolutely.
up to 2,000 units a day, and just take it, and it's okay because we need it, right? Again, not getting enough sun. So,
Exactly.
Okay, so those are good tips, and also, of course, the cleanliness side of things.
Well, you know, cold virus will last on hard surfaces for up to 3 hours, and flu symptoms won't even show up for 3 days after you've been infected. So always having a good hand sanitizer is good if you want to have it on hand. I like these ones because you can put them in a backpack, or put them in your purse.
I think these are great. I actually have this stuff myself, and with my little guy being a toddler, every time we're at one of those indoor play places or whatever, I grab his hands and I spray him down and I make him rub, and he's just used to it now. But also the wipes too, anywhere, whether you're in a, you know, a grocery store environment, a handles, railings, whatever, that just wipe it down.
Absolutely.
And I mean, as we know, that's how you touch your nose,
you know,
your lips.
Number one preventive. I mean, you want to build up your immune system, but wash your hands. It's an old-fashioned, simple thing, but it's the number one prevention to cold and flu, washing your hands.
And that's the thing, in the winter times, people don't feel like washing their hands sometimes
because they get dry.
They get dry and cracked.
We got hand cream for that.
That's the thing. There's hand cream here too, and that's all natural too. So that's the best part of side of things. Okay, so now we've got to the point where we're doing all of this, but sometimes you just can't fight the bug.
Absolutely. You wake up that morning and you know you're feeling off.
Yeah.
So personally, I swear by oregano oil.
Me too. Yes, I'm serious.
A lot of people
magical.
say, "Oh my gosh, the taste." I mix mine with a little bit of apple juice.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I don't even taste it anymore.
I just do the under the tongue thing, and I wait it out.
You're a warrior.
Yeah?
You're a warrior. Now,
It's
oregano
painful.
oil is great to help boost your immune system. The minute you start feeling sick, you should take some 2-3 times a day.
And that's the thing, because it is natural and it's oregano oil, you really can't overdo it. I mean, you may feel like you've eaten a big bowl of pasta all day, but really, I don't find it bothers me at all.
No.
So.
And for little kids, what you can do is rub it on the soles of their feet.
Okay, so that I was not sure if that was a myth or not.
No, well, you know, it works. My daughter now, she knows, she starts to feel a cold, and she'll come and, "Mom, can you rub my feet before I go to bed?" We put on some nice woolen socks.
So you just do the straight oregano oil and
on
rub
my
it
hand, and I rub her feet with it. Put on some nice woolly socks and send her to bed.
Because that's the thing, trying to get a kid to do the oregano oil thing, it's almost like a burning sensation.
I can't get my husband to do it. Never mind a child.
I love that idea. That is okay. That's really good. I'm going to try that next time. Okay.
So then we get into staying hydrated. So there's a number of different options you can do. You can go with straight water, really always the best. Vitamin C, really nice flavors. That's great to get kids to take
Now
it.
these are little packs, individual packs, right?
Yeah,
and you can just put them,
absolutely.
and they taste good. They're really just very
the thing
lightly
with
flavored.
with the vitamin C and the little pack with the sugars, gotta watch your sugar content. Sugar is known to affect your immune system.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you're not overgoing on the sugar.
Okay.
Some nice hot liquids. Really today there's all kinds of, you know, throat care, echinacea. A lot of people go to the oregano oil and the echinacea. And you know, if you're stuffy, you can get, you know, that nice warm liquid helps always to open up the nasal passages. And then there's a tea sampler, it has all of them. So if you don't, you know, you can cover yourself with that.
Well, that's, I think it's good too about Whole Foods is that, I mean, you guys have somebody representing every department. So when it comes to this stuff and people aren't really sure what to do, I mean, someone walking in, okay, I've heard about this oregano oil thing now. You know, there are different versions of it.
All I can say is head to our whole body department. Our team members in our whole body department are experts. They know what they're talking about, and they will direct you into the best possible thing.
Okay.
Zinc is also terrific for sore throats. This is in a spray form, so you can spray it.
That's
and
neat.
there's also lozenges.
Okay.
And this is amazing.
Okay.
Absolutely
I haven't
amazing.
seen a spray before. So
Yeah.
now, is that like a numbing effect, or is it just the
No, it's
the effect of
no,
being
it
zinc
doesn't
in your
really
body.
numb. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So you're ingesting the nutrient. I've tried it and doesn't taste great, but it works.
Okay.
It works.
You know what? When you're not feeling well, I find I'll do whatever.
And for a cough, you know, when you want to keep your throat hydrated for a cough, my kids really like the Ricola throat lozenges. And again, it's keeping things hydrated. So lots of water, something for them to suck on to stimulate those glands to get these saliva flowing is really, really good.
And that's key, right? It's getting that saliva in there.
It's keeping everything moisture, drinking lots of fluids for yourselves.
Okay, now one thing I know that scares people a lot these days, we've been hearing for parents, is the cough medicines for kids. We're not supposed to be giving kids, basically, I think under the age of 10 or 6, or, you know, you're not supposed to be giving them because these off-the-shelf cold medicines are kind of scary now. So, you know, what kind of solution do we have here for the little ones that we could maybe give some relief?
Well, this is a line that's specifically formulated for children. So what you'll find, and this is a cough suppressant, what you will find or what you won't find in a natural cough syrup are an abundance of sugars, dyes, so artificial colors, artificial flavors. So it's a more natural product, so you're not ingesting artificial, you know, ingredients that you really don't want to ingest anyways.
Right, right. So that's just giving them a nice natural form. And usually I find a lot of times they're a little bit honey based, and sometimes I've heard solutions of even just giving your child half a spoonful of honey.
Absolutely. And you know, we have so many different delicious honeys in our grocery aisle. Now, you don't want to give honey to a very young child.
Right.
They want to be at least older than 2 before you give them honey, but absolutely. And certainly these throat lozenges are honey lemon. So hot water with lemon, teaspoon of honey. You know, we're going back to our grandmothers.
But it's so true though. I find, you know, I do that, you know, early mornings when my voice is bothering me, that's what I go to. When my throat feels dry, I go to the honey and lemon. So again, lots of great natural remedies and so many options, and you guys have shelves full of great options for people that are safe.
Absolutely.
And that's what's key.
And you know, the key thing is our whole body team members, they're familiar with the products. And they're there to help you.
And also we should refer to your website as well, because you were mentioning the chicken
soup.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Leslie. Yes, we have a great soup on our website, just wholefoods.com, and search Better Than Chicken Soup. It's a beautiful soup that you can make either with a chicken stock or a vegetable stock. It's got kale, it's got shiitake mushrooms, and it's got butternut squash. It's really, really comforting.
It's healthy. So good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
for us and invade your store. And
no problem.
It's beautifully set up as always, and colorful and wonderful, and some good remedies for any of you who are not feeling that great or a little bit under the weather. Thanks, Franz.
Thank you.
All right, more Terra at home after this break. Please stay with us.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Welcome back to Terra at Home. Well, of course, in the middle of winter here, we like to hunker down and have a nice, good, hearty pasta at home. So we're back with Chef Rachel here at the Terra Kitchen. And what kind of pasta are we making today?
We're doing pasta with a vodka sauce today.
Ooh, okay.
Pasta
So that's actually, I've never actually made that at home myself. So we get to learn today.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a tomato sauce mixed with vodka, basically. You just let it simmer, let all the flavors kind of combine. You can add anything to it. You can just do, you know, a simple sauce with your pasta. Today we're going to add some pancetta and mushrooms, some onion. Okay. So it's an Italian dish.
Sure.
It's an Italian
I think
origin.
what's nice about these kind of recipes is that you can keep experimenting. So you could try your recipe, you know, and of course you can always get these recipes online, right? And then you can sort of next time around see what else you want to add, throw something else in, or if you don't have pancetta, try something else. So lots of good options, right? You can throw in sausage or anything. So.
Of course, spicy sausage. That would be really good. That'd be really good.
That'd be good.
So we're going to start a little bit of oil, a little bit of butter in the pan. You don't need too much because you're going to get a lot of fat from the pancetta. But anyways, high heat, and we're going to start with the pancetta. Okay. And that will, because of the fat in there, it'll kind of give us a base for the rest of our ingredients. Thank you. So I just ask for, when I get the pancetta, a couple thick slices, and then you just dice it up. Yeah. You could also use prosciutto, which would be a nice.
And that's more of a thinner cut, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. thin, so you cut that into strips. Okay, so
that's a nice thing nowadays. You can find so many different types of meats so easily now in pretty much any grocery store, anywhere you go. Before you had to go to specific butchers to find certain cuts. So,
yeah,
you know, you can find pancetta anywhere at this point, right?
Of course. Okay. So we'll start with that. It smells wonderful.
Oh, I know. Just that in itself. Throw that in some noodles, you're good to go.
Okay, so we're obviously serving this with some penne. So I have that cooking on the stove already. Okay. It's just dried pasta. So according to the instructions, about 12 minutes in boiling water. So we'll keep an eye on that. Make sure you stir it every once in a while so it doesn't stick together. Okay, so once this is kind of started to, you can see it cooking, getting a little darker, we can add in our garlic. So a couple cloves chopped.
Now, how do you feel, you know, obviously you're using fresh garlic, cloves, but nowadays they have the convenience of having those jars with the already either crushed or minced garlic.
Right.
How do you feel about people using those? Do you find it has the same flavor? Does it work the same?
I love using that, to be honest with you.
It's easy, right?
It is. So if you don't have fresh garlic on hand, definitely that's something that I always keep in my cupboard.
I just find a lot of times my garlic dries out on the counter. I leave it out. It dries out, and then I go to use it, and then I have nothing. So I find having those little jars is kind of handy in your fridge. So,
yeah, I think it's a great idea.
You are from a chef's perspective what you thought. So there you go.
Of course, a little bit of a different flavor. With them, but the garlic, the powder, for example, I use a lot.
Okay.
And I think it's great. So of course.
Okay.
The mushrooms. So this is just a mix of mushrooms. We have white mushrooms, cremini, and shiitake.
Oh, okay.
So whatever mushrooms you can find. If you get some nice dried ones, you get porcini mushrooms, soak them, rehydrate them, you can add those in. That would be nice.
Yeah, it's really nice actually when you have a variation of mushrooms because again you're getting more layered flavors, right?
Exactly.
Versus just one.
Exactly. I usually throw a couple white mushroom, the button mushrooms in there, but the cremini are similar. Just a little more flavor. And you know, when you get the shiitakes, you're getting a different texture and a different shape too, which helps make the dish look really nice.
Okay.
Okay, and then our onion. So this is just a sweet onion, about a quarter of an onion, chopped up fine. I love pasta.
Me too. I could just do the pasta thing like pretty much every day.
Yeah, I'm getting very excited.
And you have to go to the gym a lot. But this time of year, it's just like this is just what you crave, right?
Yes, in the winter.
You know, I find in the summer, I'm not really looking for a big bowl of pasta all the time as much as it's good. It's just, I don't know. This is what we want.
Yep. I do love pasta, but I don't eat it very often. So if you just have it, you know, every once in a while as a little treat. Okay, I'm gonna turn the pasta off now because we don't want to overcook it.
Nope.
So this is cooking nicely. Again, everything's going to simmer in the sauce for a bit. Okay. So everything doesn't need to be fully cooked before you add everything else in. Okay. Well, you've got the temperature kind of to a medium-high heat. This is when we're going to add the vodka. So this is what I call deglazing. So when you have the pan at very high heat, you add your alcohol. You're going to, you know, a simmering sound, and it'll start to cook off because you don't really want that pure alcohol flavor in there,
so that's just going to burn that right off, so people don't have to be concerned about that. But then again, it just really changes the flavor profile, doesn't it, by adding an alcohol to it, whether it's red wine, white wine, vodka, it's beer. It's amazing all the different, well, you can pretty much cook with any alcohol, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, you just want to make sure you cook it off a bit, and then you, like you said, you don't have to worry. You're not going to be affected by it because you're cooking it. So you can really smell that flavor.
Yes.
Now we'll add our seasonings in. So we'll put some salt and pepper. I have some chili flakes too. Do you like heat?
Yeah,
a little bit of heat.
What? Actually, I do. I do like a little bit. I think people are sometimes a little afraid. So you just put like a little pinch in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
I'm good. I'm getting better and better as time goes on with the heat thing. So
okay, we'll
and
put
some oregano.
Oregano, yeah. Again with the herbs, this is an Italian dish, so basil would go really nicely in here.
Yes.
Or you could even throw some rosemary in, finely chopped. Okay, so all the flavors are in there together. It's smelling awesome, I think.
Smells great.
Now we have our tomatoes. So this is just one large can of whole tomatoes. I tried to get as many of the seeds out as I could, but it's okay if you have some. And I just use you can use a blender or a food processor just to make it smooth.
Okay.
So you just want a smooth consistency. But I like using the whole tomatoes. They're, you know, just because there's not really anything added to them.
Yes.
It's just, it's
you know,
as
you're getting a tomato.
Yeah, and that's why I like to use these instead of the bought tomato sauce. But again, if that's all you have, any kind of you know, large can of tomato sauce that you have in your cupboard would work just fine.
Nice. I'll pull these over here.
Perfect. Thank you. So we want to combine everything in here, and then at this point we can just keep this on a medium heat, medium to low, and we'll just let it simmer for about 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
And at the end of the cooking, we'll add in a little bit of cream, which will make it more like a rosé color.
Perfect.
Give it a little extra kick there. And we'll finish it off with some more oregano, some Asiago cheese on top, maybe even a little bit of garlic bread.
Okay, see? And that's where we can go with this. So that works perfectly. And again, what's nice about using a bit of a tomato cream sauce is you're still getting a bit of the richness from the cream, but you're not having a full cream dish. So you still get that sort of that soft buttery taste, but you're not going full bore with the cream.
Yeah, we'll just add a little bit.
All right.
Just a little bit.
That's what we'll do. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll finish off this dish and show you it all prepared if I don't eat it beforehand. We'll be right back.
Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.
Welcome back to Terra at Home. We're back in our Terra kitchen with Chef Rachel, and we've been making a really yummy pasta for the winter months. And so again, just sort of a recap, we have some really great pancetta and some 3 different kinds of mushrooms.
Yep.
And garlic and onions and all kinds
a little bit of pepper flakes, some seasoning. We put oregano in there as well. So yeah, nice
and
combination.
then just tomatoes for the base sauce.
Right. Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Okay.
Some crushed tomatoes, and then this has been simmering, you know, for about 15 minutes or so. You can see how it's gotten really thick.
And of course, it's a vodka cream sauce, so you've added the vodka to this and let that burn off, the alcohol burn off, and now, of course, the sauce is really reduced and it's nice and thick. It's good. It looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
It smells good too.
So at this point, we can add in the cream. So this is just about 1/3 a cup of cream. We'll just do a little bit at a time.
Okay.
Kind of adjust
scare everyone. Now, so how much cream are you? What kind of cream are you using here?
Oh, 35%.
35%. Okay,
yeah.
so you're going full. That's the way chefs work, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just go for the gusto.
Yeah, you have to.
If you're gonna do it, you might as well, right?
You might as well go all out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we'll add most of that in there.
Okay.
So you want a nice rosé kind of color sauce. And then we strained our pasta here. It's nice to leave a little bit of the cooking liquid in with it.
I was going to ask you if you do that. I noticed that a lot of chefs do that. They'll maybe even take a spoon or two from the pot of pasta and the water and just use that, right? Because it's starch. Is it thickening or is it flavoring or what is it?
It actually helps to do a couple things. Make the sauce kind of stick to the pasta.
Kind of bind it, right?
Yeah. In this case, our sauce is thickened, so it kind of thins it out and just makes it all come together a lot nicer than if you were just to put it in, you know, nice and dry.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So just overall, just to make the sauce. Just to make the sauce that much better.
Okay, so again, we just want to remind you as you wrap this up for us that you can find all of these recipes on our website at terragreenhouses.com. And again, you can always, of course, catch us at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday mornings, or of course, you can catch all of the shows, all of the episodes on terragreenhouses.com as well. So again, thank you so much, Rachel, and I'll let you dish this out, and of course you at the end adding a little extra herbs on top and a little bit of this yummy cheese that I've been eating.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Cheese. You can put Parmesan as well.
Perfect. All right, and that's it for today. And again, we'll catch you again next Saturday morning. See you then.